my biggest complaint about him, Bobby, is that he's really stubborn. And I think sometimes being stubborn can allow you to like not bend to pressure of what everybody's telling you to do. But I think it can also lead to what's happening to the Celtics this year, is that they're becoming a predictable one-dimensional offense. And like they only feel like they can be something different with Kristaps Porzingis in there, but Kristaps Porzingis is always hurt. So you have to find other ways to score. You cannot tell me that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum cannot drive the lane and draw a foul.
Yeah.
Like that's just, you can't tell me they can't hit a mid-range jumper. Of course they can hit a mid-range jumper. Like don't just take threes to take threes.
Hello, babies.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've successfully kicked my daughter out of here, so that's good. That's a good start. So welcome to my sports show live Thursday night. A very special edition for us tonight. We have Trenni Casey. I'm not going to try to pronounce the former last name. I'm not going to do it. We'll wait for her to come here to give it to her correctly. But anyone listening or watching obviously knows her from our Bella Early Edition, NBC Sports Boston. She will be joining us tonight to cover all things Boston sports, along with much more. But where I want to start, where I'd like to go at some point during this interview with Trenni is obviously the Patriots, is I think where we want to start, the impending doom. And we talked about it on our Monday show. If Jerod Mayo is not fired by Sunday at 4:01 or whatever that game ends, they may be in trouble. So I think we definitely want to get there, but we've got everything on the table. We've got Celtics, we've got Red Sox, we've got Bruins. But as we always do, let's start with some quick opening takes before we get to Trenni. Trenni, Ray, why don't you kick us off?
Thanks, Rich, and that's my opening take. By 4:25, Robert Kraft should pass out pink slips to Jerod Mayo, Alex Van Pelt, Covington, and Wolf, because you need to start all over. You need to bring in a whole new regime with coach and GM that has the power to be able to draft, bring in free agents, because right now I think it's the laughing stock of the NFL is the New England Patriots. So I don't think you're going to get done with Mayo and company if you go into 2025.
Bobby?
Black Monday, as we come up here, January 6th is the day I look forward to very much so. I can't think of a day
non-insurrection based, right?
We're not.
Sorry to interrupt
Say that
you,
again?
This is non-insurrection based, right? We're not going there.
No. Whoopsie. No, we are once again talking about Mayo being fired, possibly or not. We'll see if we are happy at the possible prospect of the Patriots moving forward or with white hot rage.
Yeah, I'll go Celtics. I'd like to dip into them at some point too. Playing now, last I looked before I came down here, hadn't scored yet against the Timberwolves. Porzingis out again. I saw them shoot and miss, I think, 4 3-pointers as they went down 8 or 9-0. So how far can they continue this trend under the Mazzulla ball? Will they continue to double down, or will they make an adjustment at some point, or will inevitably their skill just went out as it did last year? I think that's the most interesting question you have in the Celtics right now, beyond the trade deadline. And we'll see if Brad Stevens really wants to put them on the table here with a possible Porzingis move or somebody else. A lot of interesting things on the table for the Celtics. Money being number one beyond this year. I think that there's a lot of behind the scenes things happening. And maybe we get them at the trade deadline. Maybe they wait for the end of the season. But in season, how far can they go with this Mazzulla 3-ball after their recent slump? So we'll do all of that. We got Red Sox stuff. They have spent less money than the quite literal homeless Oakland Athletics or Las Vegas Athletics. We've got a Bruins question on the table. But most importantly, Trenni is waiting for us to start the show. We got a lot of questions for her. So let's do that. Welcome to Sim My Sports Show, Friday Rewind, Thursday, live January 2nd. Happy New Year. Apparently, the Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Mazzulla and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm going to quay all these. I'm going to fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot.
And there you go. Welcome to the show, Trenni, and we apologize in advance. Let's a little more blabbering out of the way before we throw it over to you. If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. Devilishly Handsome and well looking tonight with the addition of Trenni, of course. New room, Bobby.
Of course, always a new room.
Always a new room for Bobby. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends, tell your mothers, tell them about our newsroom or our weekly
Email.
Thank you.
Newsletter.
Welcome.
Newsletter. Thank you.
Yep.
Go to simbinesports.com for that. Let's go ahead and jump right into Trenni. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm great. I've recently discovered you can drink on this show, so I'm having a little treehouse. I like that this thing is called a waffle banger. Not a waffle burger, a waffle banger. The fine print out on my reading glasses, so I have no idea what it says back here, but when we're done, I'll put on my reading glasses and see that. That's what happens when you guys get old. I don't know how old you are, but when you get old, you need reading glasses.
Well, I don't think we're too far behind you. And there's Ray's reading glasses. Mine are fake.
Yes.
I have perfect vision, and I will for the rest of my life.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is just for the cameras. Treehouse, that's, by the way, you're welcome, Treehouse, for that free advertising.
One of the finest breweries there is, by the way.
Yeah, I was early to the Treehouse gang.
I mean, there's a hint of maple syrup in this, but it's not too sweet. It's actually quite tasty.
Is that like a standard brew for your trend? Do you go just straight for like the big double IPA, like monster?
Honestly, I'm not a huge beer drinker. My husband loves IPAs, and he loves double IPAs. Yeah, he does.
The man.
I'm more of a cocktail wine drinker. But I noticed that Ray was drinking a beer at this before we hopped on live, and I was like, "Wait, we get to have beer when we're on this? I can't be the only one who's not having one." So we had one in the fridge. Someone left it here on Christmas. They brought a couple.
Best icebreaker we could do for guests right here.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm from Wisconsin. I should like beer more. Yeah, I should like to drink beer more than I do, but I don't know. It kind of makes me like gassy. So.
Look, as the older thing is true, and although we're getting there, and I used to brew beer. I love, and even I'm like, I've had too much beer this week. It's just like I cracked that one, but now I'm like 2 in, and I'm feeling fine. So we're good. Let me do the proper introduction. So Trenni Casey. I wasn't gonna do.
Give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. There's a reason. People were like, "I can't believe you're changing your name," and I was like, "Have you tried to say my maiden last name?"
I listened to your explanation on that on the interwebs, and I've watched you on TV for however long you've been on NBC Sports Boston. So I've heard it 1,000 times. These guys know I'm horrible with names all the time.
Nope, not even close.
It was Nierk.
Yes, I mean, close. Kuznarek, yes, close.
Kuznarek. Bobby took AP classes in high school.
And went to college.
Ooh.
We all went to college except for Ray. Trenni, we all know you from NBC Sports Boston, of course, covering all things NBC Sports. But I think really what most people know you from is a little 1990s show called Change of Heart. Wikipedia has really done you no favors. I could get into more of that if you'd like, but
what does Wikipedia say?
At the end of it, it just stops on whatever controversy you had in 2019 with like an Army game, and it goes no further than 2019, and it kind of just throws you under the bus. I'm like,
I should probably look at that and like edit it, right? Like I should
you should get in there.
You might
definitely.
Yeah. Well, now I kind of want to know what it says.
A non-biased third party.
Here, well, look, you have a quick break here because by chance we do have a clip, maybe two, of one of your more famous appearances. So, Ray, could you just play the first one real quick?
All right, welcome back. We're here with Mark and Amy. Now, Mark isn't too happy these days with Amy. He says that she acts mean in public, like an obsessive compulsive at home, and like the living dead in the bedroom. So we set him up with a fun-loving woman whose only compulsion is her showering her guy with affection. Please welcome Trenni Casey.
Welcome.
Wait, how did you guys find that? It's no longer on YouTube. Like, we used to love showing this to people. Like, my boss would be like, did you guys know that Trenni was on Change of Heart? And then YouTube took it down for, like, copyright reasons or something.
Nay. It's back up. I'll send you the link.
It is? This is actually really exciting. I thought it was gone.
We're glad that you have that reaction.
So wait, do you know? Okay, so how much of the episode have you watched?
All of it. Do you want to see what happened next?
I know what happened next, but so my voice is like so raspy because I was wildly hammered the night before because we got to go out to LA and tape the show. I'm like a kid, from Wisconsin. LA was this big thing. And we went to a party with like the producers of Change of Heart, and Scott Wolf was there. Remember Party of Five? Like, we went to this party and Scott Wolf was there, and I was like, this is amazing. And I was like, this is how I smoked. I would go like this, like I wouldn't inhale, but I was like ripping Marb Reds and like drinking like Red Bull vodka in like 1999, like making out with another guy on the show or something.
Amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
But I think I learned later might have had crabs. That might have been something that I learned afterwards.
You can't get that from kissing. That's what they told me.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't. That it didn't go any further than that. But my husband always says, "Where is that girl? Where is that girl that danced on bars and ripped Marb Reds?"
The show was entertaining. I did watch all of it. You were a little bit underspoken compared to a lot of the other shows that I did watch. Like some of them are wild. This one was a little bit less
Tamer.
so. The guy. Your date there did mention that he was like, I guess they probably had to come up with like some kind of negative or whatever. And he was like, yeah, Trenni's great, but like, she was out partying like really hard. Like, I don't think I can keep up with that. And you were like, that bad.
I mean, he's not wrong. So the night that we went on I can't even believe I remember this. I was a senior in college and I went to Marquette in Milwaukee. It's like a Jesuit school, nice Catholic school. And we went out on March 16th. Oof. And St. Patrick's Day at Marquette at an Irish Catholic school is like massive. I had a pre-party to go to that night at 2:30 in the morning. So I was like, we got to do this date and I got to go home and I have to nap because I need to get up in time to go to this pre-party because I need to be in line at Murphy's. And I'm pretty sure, guys, that I had gone to Jamaica. I know that I'd gone to Jamaica on spring break with my college roommates and I'd gotten like, this is so cultural appropriation. I can't even believe I did this. I had like cornrows like braided into my hair. And so we went to a Buca de Beppo for dinner because it's Milwaukee. Like, where else are you going to go? And then we sat in like the 400 level at a Bucks game, which was actually kind of fun. And then I was like, yeah, I got to go. I've got this pre-party at 2:30 in the morning before I go stand in line at 4:30 so we can be first in line at Murphy's so I can start drinking green beer. I think I drank for like over 24 hours, like maybe with a nap or two in between.
Good for you. That's the best story we're going to hear all night, I think. But did they?
Yeah, I know. I'm so boring now.
A little bit. What's the casting? I'm just kidding. What's the casting situation for that? I do want to get into sports, although this
is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Rolling all day watching clips of.
Rich said that to us at 9 a.m. He goes, watch this, laugh out loud.
Although,
I can't believe this is back. I can't believe it's back. I can't wait to send it to Bertrand later because I don't think he's ever seen it.
Tell me
he's gonna love it.
And come on the show so we can talk about.
Well, Rich, I'm glad you asked about the casting process because the casting process. This will shock everyone. I was at a bar, and someone came in, and I was probably drunk, having like the time of my life. And this woman, I'm gonna make this a long story short. The CBS affiliate, NBC 10, NBC here used to be Channel 7. Yeah. Well, what was the CBS affiliate in Milwaukee became the Fox affiliate, and this new channel became CBS. And so this show was on CBS, and they wanted more people to watch it because people didn't know the channel. So they're like, oh, we'll do a Milwaukee version. So they came and they were like recruiting on college campuses. They came to Marquette. The woman came up to me at the bar and she's like, I think you'd be great at this. Would you be interested? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And then I was like, oh, wait, I want to be on TV when I'm older. Maybe I shouldn't do this. So I asked Matt Vasgersian. I don't mean to name drop, but Matt Vasgersian at the time is just like the Brewers play-by-play guy. And he's like, I did supermarket sweep. It'll be fine. Just don't do anything really stupid. So I had to get up in front of this panel of judges and tell them my worst date story up to date. And then I got picked. Right. Apparently I just came across as like a real homewrecker.
What's your worst date story?
So my worst date story up to that point had been one of my college roommates, her boyfriend at the time, like had an internship. I don't know, he's an engineer or something. He's like, oh, this guy at work, he's really nice. Like, you should go out with him. He's just a little bit older than us. The guy was 30, picked me up in a minivan that had like kids' toys in a car seat. And they're like, but he makes really good money. I was like, gross. I don't when you're 21 and the guy you go on a date with is 30, you're like, what kind of pedophile are you?
Yeah. Or just real desperate.
Yeah, I was like, and then like he wouldn't stop calling me and he wanted me to go like his lake house. And I was like, listen, dude, divorcee. Like I got a lot of life ahead of me where this is going nowhere. But that got me on a show. And I got to meet Scott Wolf and get smashed and
you also got this wonderful insult thrown at you.
So, Amy, what do you think?
Well, Mark thinks I am a corpse. She looks like a corpse. I'm too dignified to even respond to that.
Okay.
The accent was so bad still.
That was pretty great. It was
I was tan there. I was definitely hitting the tanning bed. Like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
No,
That was just like skin cancer me up.
Yeah.
That woman was all over the place. Those two wonderful people, they ended up staying together. If anyone wants to go,
Spoiler alert, they did not break up.
It's not the future of Trenni's love life. So.
No.
Well,
I met a nice guy many years later.
Yeah.
Not on a game show.
Congratulations on that.
Not on a game show.
We could probably end here.
Did meet him at a bar, though. Did meet him at a bar.
Where else do you meet people? I don't know where anybody else meets other people.
I mean, I guess you can meet them like online. Like lots of people meet their spouses online. It's supposedly it's great. It just didn't ever work for me.
Yeah, then those a little pre, I think.
Yeah.
Certainly Ray's been married since we were 14. Is that right, Ray?
I've been with her since I was 17.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. He
good for you. That's so
every,
sweet, Ray.
Every day of his life, he thanks the
I just
sweet
looked
Lord
at the sky and to say thank you. Yeah.
I didn't meet my husband until I was 43. So if anybody out there feels like it can't happen for you, you too can be a Marbred ripping drunk and still find love in your 40s.
Just around the corner.
Look, we could, just takes a little longer.
I think we could stop now and probably be fulfilled with meeting your highest accomplishments. But I would like to talk a little bit of sports if we could. Before there, I do have a couple things. Just continue in your past. Real quickly, these are quick, so let's be quick.
Okay.
Harder accomplishment. You summited Mount Rainier. You've also, like us, had to watch 360 combined Patriots and Red Sox games in the last 2 seasons. Which was a harder accomplishment for you?
Watching the Patriots and the Red Sox. Like, at least I enjoyed climbing Mount Rainier.
Yeah. No, it's the right answer. T. Swift, greatest musician of all time. True or false?
I mean, it is hard to not say true.
Okay. All right. Suck it, Beatles and Bob Dylan. From Wisconsin.
I was going to go Dave Matthews Band, but kind of.
Oh, that would have been worse. It also would have fit right into your character that we're
finding out about
creating.
Yeah.
I ditched that stupid loser game show and went and saw Dave on the beach for 6 days, and it was sick.
Just got
Not
lost.
Not far from it.
Who's the worst Packer quarterback to root for, Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
Okay, so I know, honestly, I think Aaron Rodgers, because at least Brett Favre is dumb. Like, while I know Brett Favre definitely stole from people, but I think he's so dumb that someone probably told him he wasn't. He was like, "Oh shucks, okay, I just want to give my daughter a place to go play volleyball. We just didn't make that much around here. I just want to buy myself a new tractor." Aaron Rodgers is more maniacal. He knows exactly what he's doing and the people he's fleecing. I just think Favre's kind of a dope.
I tried to watch that Netflix documentary. Did you watch the Netflix documentary on Aaron?
I haven't started yet because don't. No, it just makes you so mad.
I got a minute into it. I'm like, nope, and I just deleted it. I'm like, I can't watch this.
He's really, and I'm gonna be honest, he was not like that always. When he first came, before I moved out here, I was doing some sidelines, preseason sidelines for the Packers. And he was always a pretty nice guy, and he did a lot of really nice things in the community. And it's kind of what happened with Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger, when I was in Pittsburgh, he was really nice, and then he had success, and then he became kind of a dirtbag.
You didn't see him in the bar in Pittsburgh, though, did you?
Oh, often. Oh. Yeah. Often. He never did anything.
Oh, perfect. That's what that's all we wanted to hear.
And I never actually with my own 2 eyes saw him act inappropriately with anybody, but he was always at the bar. Pittsburgh is, again, it's another small town where there's not a lot of places to go. And I was in my 20s when I was working and living there. So you would finish a game and then you'd go out, and because you're a local celebrity when you're on, sports TV there, you get ushered upstairs just like they do. And so you'd see him around and just kind of have this code that you don't rat on anybody, but I never saw anything inappropriate with him.
Do you think if he saw a change of heart, though, he'd have a change of heart and be like, oh,
he might have.
Hey,
he might have been like,
look at this girl.
Had I known you were on a cheesy 90s dating show, I totally would have tried to snag you.
Just saying.
Speaking of kind of disrespectful and horrible dudes, congrats on the Don't Hate Me Harrison Butker takedown. That was one of the best things I've watched this year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kudos on that. If you haven't seen it, anybody go watch it. You can Google it. It's all over the place. Ray?
How hard is it to be affiliated with Mike Felger in the state of Wisconsin?
So I actually love Felger. I will say this, his bark is worse than his bite.
Is it all show?
I wouldn't say it's all show. Like Felger isn't disingenuous, right? Like if he has a take, I think it really is like, I think he's a really smart guy and he knows sort of how to like play to his audience. But I think the anger might be a little bit like it's a little bit of a persona, not really who he is. Like if you get him off to the side, like when Gary was laid off and they asked me to take over the show by myself, I was really nervous about it because Gary was like the longtime like local veteran,
The voice,
and I called Felger and he really like talked me through a lot of things and helped me through a lot, and I actually really like Felger. We are from very different parts of Wisconsin, though. Like we both grew up in Milwaukee, but Felger grew up in like fancy Milwaukee.
Like,
that makes it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like my family is a little hillbilly. We got a little hillbilly in us.
Hey, that's two. And I love Felger too. He's probably
we all love Felger
from the show. More of an idol than anything else. And I too up my anger on this just for you guys, for your entertainment.
Yeah.
Or not. Lastly, we do want to get into sports. We're running out of time with you, so I'm sorry. But I did want to mention this. Run the U.S. Relay Runner in support of MS Research. You have also had a video for your aunt who passed away tragically, which is recommendable, accountable for in itself. Go check that out and certainly donate. But you're running 6 marathons in 6 days across that great state of Wisconsin for this.
I am
161 miles. This is no small feat. When you reach your goal of $67,000, again, please go donate. But you should get a hell of a lot more than $67,000 for running 161 miles.
Well, I mean, I don't get it. It goes, just to be fair, it doesn't go to me. It goes to the foundation, MS Run the US. But it's really important to me. I've always wanted to do something in honor of my aunt. I know you guys say aunt out here because you're fancy.
Right.
And it's something I've wanted to do. I know the founder of MS Run the US. I've known her for a long time. And it's just something I've always kind of wanted to do. And this year it just sort of fit in the schedule. So yeah, my training starts Monday, January 6th, Black Monday, not to be considered with the national holiday of storming the Capitol.
No, of course.
Bobby.
Whoopsie. Love January 6th. Okay.
We're just going to train to run as fast as possible away from that.
Don't put that on. If you're not married, Bobby, don't put that on your dating profile.
Bobby's not married. He sired several children.
That's how we do it.
Yeah. Just real quick, do you have to run 6 marathons in 6 days, or that's just your personal?
No, that's what you have to run. So you get assigned a segment. So there are 21 segments. Each segment is anywhere between 150 and I think 205 miles is the longest. And like, listen, I mean, it's amazing, right? But the woman who's running segment 1, guys, she's been living with MS for almost 10 years and she's a breast cancer survivor. Oh, wow. So like for me, I'm a perfectly able-bodied, healthy person. It's going to be hard, but it's those people, it's like those runners and the people who have MS and who are dealing with the physical and like neurological and mental strains of it every single day. Like if they can still live a fulfilling, amazing life while they're pushing through that, like I can push through 6 days, or at least I say that now. I'm gonna force myself through 6 days. And my goal is to run more miles in the beginning. So like say the first 3 days or maybe even 4 days, I try to run like 30 plus miles. So that for days 5, 6, I have fewer, so that like I just kind of like stack it down.
Yeah. Take that waffle banger down and let's talk more about that.
There's nothing like talking about running 6 marathons while holding a double IPA.
Yeah.
That I thoroughly like.
Maybe if you guys play your cards right, I'll have a waffle banger as I'm running the last mile and run across the finish line.
There we go.
Although I should probably go with the Wisconsin beer because I'm going to be in Wisconsin, like a Spotted Cow or something.
Any beer will do.
Any beer will do. Speaking of that, maybe the training came from, we're going to switch gears to a little bit of sports. Started with NBC Sports, but maybe not started, but covered the Olympics, which you continue to do to this day. But 2014, 2018 covered curling for NBC Sports Boston. For
NBC Olympics, for like the mothership.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you're right. Sorry, I read that incorrectly.
No, all good.
It was on my brain just because I have to name drop this because my cousin Paul Gronowski co-founded North End Curling Club in Boston.
So I walked by the other day because they do it at the ice rink.
Yeah.
And I parked my car and I was going to a Taylor Swift dance party at Big Night Live. I just burped. That's why I don't drink a lot of beer either. You can't. I know. And I walked by and I saw them and it was like this beacon of light on a cold winter night. There were all of these curling like lanes set up. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I need to get a night. I need to talk to your cousin and get a night where I can go like
we'll
throw the rock around.
We'll hook it up. He's basically king of the curling ring down there.
Oh, that's awesome. Does he live in the North End?
He lives in Brighton. He used to live in the North End. I don't know where he lives now. To be fair,
sorry, tangent.
It's okay. We're all about tangents.
We just realized Rich doesn't know anything about his cousin, so that's nice.
We're taking him a ton of time. Can we just quickly roll through Austin sports? Yeah. Let's talk Patriots, Bobby.
How do you split up your blame pie for the Patriots amongst Wolf, Mayo, and Kraft?
So I'm going to go 50% Kraft because you hired Wolf and Mayo. And then I would go 30% Wolf because you put the pieces in place. But then I'm still going to give 20% to Jerod Mayo because even like Bill Belichick had crummy pieces, but he still managed to get something, especially on the defensive side. Like we knew the offense was probably going to stink, but I think people's like middle case scenario was, does Drake actually, I think people's best case scenario was, do you get Drake May in there? Does he prove to be a good quarterback? And are you better than you thought because your defense is good? But instead they got the Drake May piece. The defense somehow got completely ruined when it should have been a strength of the team. And that to me falls on Jerod Mayo and DeMarcus Covington, who I think he wanted to be his DC. So he's not to blame. But listen, at the end of the day, the Crafts hand out the money. The Crafts decided they were going to anoint some guy while they ran a field trip to Israel and then go, oh, here, Elliot Wolf. Everything else was bad when Bill was here and you were part of it, but we're still going to give you the job. Like, do your job and have an actual search and find the right people.
Yeah, you could boil that question down to 100% Kraft. Like if you really
wanted, you could. But Wolf and Mayo are not blameless in all
Well,
this.
I think then you go, all right, they've been put in a position that they, were not set up to succeed, but then
not ready for.
And piecemeal together and weren't on the same page, offensive coordinator, defense coordinator. But then then we evaluate the last 18 plus weeks and go, oh, okay, well, they haven't improved. They've regressed. So from a coaching standpoint, you have to go, now we're at these crossroads where, like we said in some of our opening comments, once the game ends on Sunday, if they're not moving on, like immediately, they're already behind the 8 ball, in my opinion, which will lead me to the question. I'll steal one of these guys' questions, I guess, is where are you with that? Or do you have an idea, an assumption, or an opinion on
Okay, so I'm going to do 2 parts. I'm going to break some news here. Ooh. And this is not news I break. This is Phil Perry today on Early Edition. Like last 2 minutes of our show, he says, prior to the last 5 days, the feeling inside of Foxborough was that there was nothing to worry about. This regime was safe. In the last 5 days, that feeling has changed. And he said it's solely because of what happened on Saturday against the Chargers. So now I'm not saying that means they're going to clean house, but at least it seems like it's more on the table now than it was even a week ago. What I think should happen, clean house. Don't piecemeal it, blow it up. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep Jerod Mayo because he's your buddy, but then you're going to bring in like a new offensive coordinator, but you're going to keep DeMarcus Covington. Then who are you going to get who's going to want to be an offensive coordinator to come here and work with a guy who, if you don't have success next year, is going to be gone. So then you're going to be out of a job again. Like, no, you don't. Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes, as Taylor Swift says. So just rip off the Band-Aid. Like either go all in or stick with what you've got. If you're gonna make piecemeal changes, then just run it all back next year and then clean house. Like don't do these like patchwork. That's stupid.
Can't split the baby.
Nope.
Yeah, I agree. And mostly I agree because you have a guy in Mike Vrabel who is lingering and the smoke starts to getting thicker and thicker and thicker.
Yeah.
And we've been on our text chain today going back and forth over, best candidates or who to go. And, we're just 3 idiots, so we don't know. But I'm of the belief that your organization is in such shambles that a guy like Ben Johnson is super sexy and that's offensive minded and that's where the NFL is and that's great. But I feel like you need a center rod to bring this thing back to normal and build off of. And Vrabel seems like the best candidate for that. He might just be the best candidate, period. But I like a second-time NFL head coach who's gone through it, got his lumps, felt his, have his losses. You give him a quarterback. He's got to bring in a great offensive staff with some type of, kind of long-term succession.
Got to interview him, though. You got to go through the process this time because the way you failed last time is that you didn't make someone. You handed them the job. You can't hand somebody else a job because then they feel entitled to do whatever they want, even if it serves them more than it serves the team. And that's what I think happened with Jerod.
So, Trenni, you put your GM hat on. You're the Patriots GM. What would be your dream scenario? Like, what would you do for 2025?
Well, the hat would not go on the head of Elliot Wolf. It would go on the head of someone new. I mean, I would hope that you can wide receivers better than I do. I don't really watch college football, guys, so I'm probably going to be kind of bad at this question. But like, get a left tackle, get a couple of offensive linemen who can, I don't know, actually play the positions that you draft them at. Don't just throw them into some position like Dante Scarnecchia is still around to coach them up.
Good start.
Get a high-end wide receiver. I don't even care if you get him in the first round. Like Travis Hunter, my issue with Travis Hunter is he, that's the one like college player I know, is he going to want to play on only offense? And is he going to be the best receiver? Is he going to be better as a corner? I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that. So to me, get a pure receiver, whoever that is, and draft a bunch of them. Like throw a bunch of shit against the wall and see if it sticks, because it has not worked. Whoever you find to be your GM, whoever you hire in your scouting department, make sure that they have drafted dynamic offensive players before, because this staff has clearly not done it. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend to be Phil Perry. If you want, like,
no, and
you definitely need Phil Perry for that.
We don't either. Bobby's our closest thing to a college.
Who was in a boy band in college? So if you ever have him on, I didn't.
Is that right?
What?
Phil? Okay. Well, we're after this. We're going to ask you to put some words in, seeing as you're having a blast with us. I would love to ask Phil Perry about his
boy band.
His boy band.
More NSYNC or more Backstreet was he?
I think he's a little more in sync because he's a little younger. He's only
he was
37,
like dancing.
38.
No, like you dance in his boy band, or Backstreet Boy, you just grab the mic and just start swaying.
Phil might be more of a Backstreet then. I've never really seen him dance before. He's kind of just
looks like a Kevin. He's probably like Kevin in the back and just like.
How dare you? Phil is a very pretty man.
Yeah, Kevin was pretty.
Like
Kevin was
Brian.
pretty.
He's like a Brian.
Phil is a handsome guy.
Yeah.
Phil is a handsome guy.
Well, there's the Patriots. We're keeping you long. Do you have 5 more minutes just to run through?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's really only one question that matters to us about the Celtics right now, and Bobby's about to ask it.
Please tell me what your honest assessment of Joe Mazzulla is, because I'll give you mine real quick. He's an idiot. So what is it? How do you feel about him?
Okay, so I mean, I think he's my cup of tea.
Joe Mazzulla, by the way.
It's not like it's since day one.
Since he got hired.
So I didn't want them to extend him because I didn't think he had proved anything, but then he went and proved me wrong and he helped the team win a title. So it's a little hard for me to like trash him now. And I do honestly, even though you might not like him and I maybe don't want to like hang out with him because I think he's kind of a weird dude. It seems like his players like him. Right. And now that I watch it juxtaposed against what's going on with the Patriots, he gets his guys to play for him. He gets his guys to rally, which is like what we haven't been able to see. So even if it's not something that speaks to me, it doesn't need to speak to me. I'm not playing basketball for you. I can barely hit like a late. Well, neither can the Celtics barely hit a layup, but they don't try him. That would be my biggest complaint about him, Bobby, is that he's really stubborn. And I think sometimes being stubborn can allow you to like not bend to pressure of what everybody's telling you to do. But I think it can also lead to what's happening to the Celtics this year, is that they're becoming a predictable one-dimensional offense. And like they only feel like they can be something different with Kristaps Porzingis in there, but Kristaps Porzingis is always hurt. So you have to find other ways to score. You cannot tell me that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum cannot drive the lane and draw a foul.
Yeah.
Like that's just, you can't tell me they can't hit a mid-range jumper. Of course they can hit a mid-range jumper. Like don't just take threes to take threes. That's my Joe Mazzulla. Like, don't be so stubborn that it hurts your team.
Bobby.
No, just say, he has no counterpunch. He has no in-game adjustments. They do what they come out with their one plan, and if they execute it to a specific degree, they win. If the other team finds any way to combat it that evening, they lose.
No, that's not
and they're just supremely
fair
talented.
assessment.
They're just talented. He's Jerod Mayo with the talented roster.
But couldn't you argue though that, with the exception maybe of like a Steve Kerr or an Eric Spoelstra, that's most NBA coaches, right? Like you either have talent in the NBA and you win. Like there's not much. It's not the same as football where you're drawing up plays and like everything is changing. Like
it's the easiest sport to coach.
Coverages and stuff. It's the easiest sport to coach.
Play. He's literally never done that. Other NBA coaches will at least make some in-game adjustments. He does the exact same thing every game.
What if one time he just went and drew like a stick figure for you on the thing, and it was like, and just drew like squiggly lines and like made it look like a player?
I don't believe he's literate.
I think that coaching makes a difference when you get to the playoffs. I think I've watched Eric Spoelstra put the Celtics in a pretzel at times, but they are few and far between. Yeah. I think Eric Spoelstra is probably the best at that. He's done the most with the least amount of talent. Steve Kerr has had
a lot of talent. Yeah, Steph Curry.
So I've been calling for Jason Tatum to get a back to the basket game from the post for, I don't know, right? 6 years. Just like
it's been a while.
Something other than starting his possession 35 feet from the basket. But, it's also the NBA. So, Who are we? Here's a little bit of a tough one. Should we care about the WNBA?
I'm not going to say you have to pay attention just because it's women's sports. I think if you like basketball, I do think it's a better product than people give it credit for. I think the talent is better. I think the talent in women's basketball has proven last year and shown that it can be as entertaining as men's basketball. I think a lot of times there's a blockage, even for women, I think, who grew up watching men's sports, because I didn't really watch women's basketball until like 2 years ago when the first Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, like that kind of sucked me in. And like I found myself this year watching some Caitlin Clark games, watching some WNBA games. So I'm not going to say you should. That'd be like telling me you should care about soccer because the whole rest of the world cares about soccer. Like I've tried, I just don't get into it. But I don't buy the fact that it's a bad I don't buy the fact that it's a bad product because it's women and it's a different style. I think it's actually a really good product.
Are all the WNBA players bullies? They are bullying Caitlin Clark like there's nobody's business. And she's the one that's putting the whole league on the map, and yet they're still like throwing hate towards her. Girls are mean.
That's kind of like being a girl, though. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
That's what. Like that's bringing the attention, and we're watching because not just because Caitlin Clark or not just because Angel Reese, it's because you have a rivalry, and that's what people like in sports, and they like the drama and they like the storylines. It's why ESPN is ESPN and NBC Sports is NBC Sports. Like it's not just that we like the competition to watch; we like all the personalities around it. So like,
I will say this though, and not to get like too nuanced about like women's ish, like, but like I think there's a lot of women who feel like we built this league, and now this, quite frankly, white girl comes in. And now everybody's into it. And rather than being like, I don't care how people got attracted to the sport. I think it's probably how a lot of golfers felt when Tiger Woods, right? Like I was a long time ago, but I think golfers didn't like Tiger Woods, and they said a lot of like kind of nasty things and shut him out a little bit because they were like, who are you to come into this sport that was ours and take it over? And I think that's hard that you did that. Even as good as you are at something, it took somebody else and their level of talent to take it to the next level. And I think as a pro athlete, that's hard to swallow.
That's a good way to put it. Okay.
Sorry to get intellectual on the simple.
Oh, so
beautiful.
Intellectual.
Beautiful though.
Ray didn't even understand half the words you said.
I don't know what intellectual means.
Will John Henry, will they ever spend again? The Red Sox? Okay.
I don't even get me started on John Henry. First of all, Weekend at Bernie's. Who's propping him up? Is he even still alive? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I know he's alive, but
that's the perfect answer. Is Theo Epstein an answer? Why is he there? What is his capacity?
I have no idea.
Lucchino runs the Red Sox, but rest in peace, Larry Lucchino. Who's running the Red Sox?
I have no idea who's running the Red Sox. Sam Kennedy? No, I'm not even putting that on Sam Kennedy because I think poor Sam Kennedy is just a well-paid mouthpiece. He's actually a really, really nice guy. I think it's still John Henry, and I think John Henry just doesn't want to spend his money anymore. And he's like just whittling away, just like Mr. Burns in my like Brookline mansion like this, counting all my dollars and rolling around in it and like flying all over the world to buy more toys. It's so annoying. I hate it so much because I love baseball, and they have become unwatchable.
Frustrating.
I will only go to I don't want to go to Fenway Park for much because the seats are so small and the bathrooms are terrible. But I certainly don't want to go for a Red Sox game. If the Red Sox are playing the Brewers, I'll go. So like every other year, I'll go.
Or if Swifty's playing there.
But this year I was.
She wouldn't play there. That dump.
She wouldn't play there. It's a dump. It's not big. You know who I did go see at Fenway this year? Noah Khan. I went and saw Noah Khan.
Cool. Yeah. Stick season. Yeah. So do you give Breslow some credit then? The Red Sox have spent $52 million. The A's have spent 70, and Breslow has gotten $1 million. Well, I'm just pointing that out as the homeless A's have spent more money than the Red Sox, and Breslow has managed to get you a number 1 and number 2 starter under the guise of John Henry not paying.
I'm sorry, he's gotten you a number 1 and number 2 starter.
You can argue that if you want, but on their staff, there's certainly 1 and 2.
Like, here's the thing with Walker. Listen, Garrett Crochet is obviously a great pitcher, strikeout machine, but he did it one time for a crummy team that nobody pays attention to. So let's see how he pitches, even though nobody goes to Red Sox games, but there are people there because it's still like a tourist trap.
They're playing the Brewers, Milwaukee slumlords like yourself going.
Hey, easy. We're not slumlords. We're living in the houses of the slumlords. We're living. My family is living in the houses of the Felgers.
Felger's the slumlord.
Yeah, exactly. Get it straight. How is he going to pitch in a high pressure situation for a team that's actually, if they're good, if they're any good, and they need him to be. And there's media, like who's paying attention to the White Sox in Chicago? That's one. Walker Buehler, he was great in the postseason, but can he do that in extended innings? Can either of those guys pitch extended innings? Neither have, and neither has most of their staff from last year. And now because you didn't really get a true like bona fide Max Fried or Corbin Burns, you don't maybe you could move. Oh, why am I forgetting his name? So this is what happens.
Cassis.
No, I'm trying to think of somebody you can move to the bullpen. Now I can't think of his name because I
Whitlock.
Yes, Garrett Whitlock. Thank you. I knew it was another Garrett Whitlock. Like you could move, like you could slide people around if you just would have made more moves. It's like I think it's all again like band-aids. Like, oh, look what we did. We're in on everybody. I hope they make a T-shirt this year. We're in on winning. They're not actually going to win. We're going to be in on winning.
We bashed them. I have bashed them since the second the report came out that they were in on Soto. We called bullshit on that. From the second it came out, and Corbin Burns and everybody was said, no. This is not happening. Don't fall for this. Do not fall for this. Do not fall for this. However, given the fact if John Henry's only going to let him spend $50 million and he brings Garrett Crochet and Walker Buehler, I go, all right, Breslow. I mean, it's more than dingbat nerd before him. So,
oh yeah, high and bloom. Yeah, I mean, listen, he
ordered a bunch of useless 18-year-olds. It's like a kitty party at the baseball field. I just give, you don't have to touch that one, Trenni. I give them a little bit of credit. That's all. And I think they're a better baseball team today than they were 4 months ago. And
yeah, that's fair. That's
it. That's all. That's as far as I want to go. And we've kept you way too long. Unless you want
to
answer a Bruins
my
question.
my dog just looked at me like, "What is happening?" You said,
"Come on, man, just put the beer down."
It's a she, Winnie. Yeah. Winnie Cooper. Her name is
Winnie Cooper from Wonder Years.
You know it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Guys, thanks. This was really fun.
This was a blast.
This was awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for digging up the YouTube clip. I'm going to look that up right now. My husband's going to be so excited.
Well, we'll send you out on a parting gift. Before that, Trenni, thanks for joining us.
Ooh, are you going to play one more clip?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I had the website up. Humble Brag made a donation today, so I had it up. What's the donation? Where can we make the donation?
Just go to like my Instagram. So it's kind of a weird. It's like a Salabas. It's like MS Run the Use. Just go to my Instagram page. It's in my link tree right at the top.
That's right.
Or email me and I'll send it to to you. And I gotta get a better thing. Yeah,
that's all right. This is a donation for MS Run US. Trenni's going to run 6 marathons in 6 days, which is ridiculous. And
you need to fix your Wikipedia page before. Just
also
I got to look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
It's.
Jeez.
Thank you so much.
I know whose people did that, and it's not whatever.
Yeah, it definitely felt spiteful, which I respect a little bit, but also didn't give you enough credit.
You know what? I'd rather make people mad than people not care at all.
You're like the Patriots.
Yep.
Well done.
Apathy is a killer.
Yeah. Apathy is a killer. Thank you, Trenni, so much, and you're welcome for this parting gift. Thank you.
Brett wasn't all into wrestling or anything, was he?
No, not at all. He's way too high class for that.
I got two words for that. Suck it.
Yes.
So classy. Suck it.
So classy. That was amazing. All right. Thank you so much, Trenni.
I'm going to go rip a bar bread. See you guys later.
There you go. All right. See ya.
Bye.
And did you do headlines? No. All right.
Yes,
we'll do.
I did. Okay.
Headlines with the obvious one. Thank you.
Please hold. There we go. Thank you there, Richard. Happy New Year, everybody. The Celtics went 2-2 since we last recorded with losses to the 76ers and Pacers. They are 24-9 and 5 games back of the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Celtics are in action tonight as they take on the Timberwolves. Rich?
What?
Nothing. Well, you're playing fucking music. The Bruins went 1-2 in the last week with losses to the Blue Jackets and Capitals. Update on the quest for the butthole tattoo. Bruins are third in the Atlantic with 44 points. I'd say we're at a 4.5 out of the 10 and worrying about getting this butthole tattoo. Not too worried right now. The Patriots blow. They got beat 40-7 at Gillette Stadium to Jim Harbaugh and the LA Chargers. The Patriots are the league worst and hold the number 1 pick. When they lost Sunday to the Bills, they will clinch that number 1 overall pick. And finally, the Red Sox signed no one over the weekend. This has been Headlines with the obvious one.
It's a nice graphic there. A little headshot.
Thanks.
I like the Billy Madison, you're dumber.
I can't. It keeps getting.
Oh, yeah. They keep tagging
They
us.
keep tagging us and saying if you keep doing this, it's copyright. Blah blah blah.
Stealing intellectual rights. Trenni's awesome. Everybody,
Trenni is very cool. Very cool.
That was great.
thank you again for joining us there, Trenni. We did have a this or that, which I think she would have really enjoyed as well. But
You're rushing her off. It was you.
I think she had plenty of time.
I think she was gonna stay. She's like, my dog's looking at me, but hey, I'm here. I'm having fun. I'm ripping a fucking waffle banger right now.
This is why I'm in my chair and you're in your chair. You could feel you started to get a little subtle shift. She's ready to go. It's fine. She's stayed with her 45 minutes.
Bobby, did you see it?
I think she would have stayed.
Thank you, Bobby.
Bobby's never recognized a subtle shift from a woman in his life. Okay, it's just full blown.
Well, when you're at TP
Fire
smoking a
many
peace pipe,
cigarettes.
and you're just like, yeah, we're gonna
His eyes
hang
are
or what?
closed when he's smoking those peace pipes. You can't see shit. So instead, it's just going to be us as usual. Unless any final parting thoughts about the sports that we talked about: Pat Scraps, Celtics.
Fire Mayo. Mazzulla's a dink. The Red Sox aren't going to do anything. And Swayman, we didn't get to ask the question, but he sucks.
Yeah. So what's the real sports nugget that came out of that? Let's reiterate that.
Phil Perry was in a boy band. That's what I got.
Phil Perry was in a boy band, which is the number one breaking news from this. But also, he did say that tides have shifted. The mood has shifted in Foxborough. That Jerod Mayo is simply not safe. And I don't know how you go from after that, from before the Chargers game to Mayo safe. After the Chargers game, he's not safe. How is this week going to make any difference?
Why does it take one blowout to even make a decision? They should have already had a whole body of work to figure this out with all the other information that they have. Really, again, what it says is that the media outrage has now sparked, and they're going to make their decision based off that.
Nope. I think Kraft saw what he saw in the Gillette Stadium and that there was empty seats galore. That's a bad look. I talked to people that have season tickets. It's been like this all season. There's just been so many seats. It is not a good look for Kraft, and that's what's hurting him is that the look of the stadium being half full after 20 plus years of having everyone, the jam-packed, the party every Sunday. Whenever the Patriots were on, you were there. You were fucking celebrating. It was a loud environment. It was dead. It was dead. The Charger fans were like yelling louder than the Patriots fans that were there because they were outnumbering the Patriots fans. It is a bad look.
I think that's definitely a part of it, but I also think that there's a real football element to it. Every professional came out and said that. Everybody that covered the Patriots labeled that as an unprofessional organization effort. And it's not just that game that made the decision, but I think it's the culmination of the season and then knowing that you need to finish strong if you want to move into next season with some momentum. And then they come out after what was a fake competitive game against Buffalo, who probably shit in a bucket and called it their game.
Trap game. It was a trap game. No, it was a trap game.
It was a trap game that most teams are supposed to lose, and the Patriots still found a way to lose it. Bills were supposed to lose that game. And then they come at home and really, we heard it with a month left in the season. That Chargers game is really the game that they're going to look at. That's basically their Super Bowl. They really have to show that game. And it was their worst game of the season. So, if you're the decision maker in that point, you can't look at that product and just be okay with it. You have to change mood. It was that bad. It was a calamity. So it's good to hear that the rumblings in Foxborough are noticing that as well. And whether it's because the ticket sales or the product or both, I'm sure it's everything above. Seems like they've got to a point where it's an actual decision now, where maybe a week or two ago they were sticking with Mayo no matter what.
But does Kraft have the balls to fucking pull the trigger on firing Jerod Mayo come for 25 on Sunday after the Bills loss?
I think if Mike,
my advice, and promote him.
we should have brought out the Trenni. She would have been on.
Damn it, she would have been all about that. Yep.
Yeah.
I think if Mike Vrabel is a serious, if they get backdoor channels that Vrabel wants to coach the Patriots, and
sounds like he does.
I'm with Trenni too. They should do their due diligence and actually fucking do some interviews. But if that caliber of coach is on the table, you can't walk away from it. You just can't. You can't fucking walk away with it with the number one overall pick. You control the draft board. You control free agency. You have the most money by far. You have a good young franchise quarterback. Like, you can't leave those decisions up to a gaggle of bumbling fucking buffoons that have no clear direction or vision. And
if you do this, though, too, sorry to cut you off, but if you do this, you're going to be doing this again in 5 years. If you keep Mayo and company here.
We're doing it next year. They'll fire Mayo mid-season.
But that's what I'm saying. You just do it now.
Right.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
I said that in week 6.
You did.
I said that in week 6. Can these motherfuckers? Because if you don't do it now, you're going to have to do it at the end of the season. If you don't at the end of the season, you're going to do it middle of next season.
And now that Vrabel's
they don't have it.
Vrabel's ready to speak because he got his contract with the Browns is done. He's ready to speak. You want to be the first in line. Like I said last week, he was the consultant for the Browns, and his contract ran out on
employed
Tuesday. He was employed. He ran out Tuesday, so now he's free to talk to any team.
We had it right. We had it right on Monday. If Mayo's not fired by 4:58 or whatever the fucking
4:25, we'll call it 4:25.
Well, they have to sit down with the Crafts and run through the game film like they do.
No, you don't. You go. You fired.
You fired.
You fired.
He just doesn't show up to the presser. It's just Johnny Kraft with an axe.
Hey, I fired him. Rejoice.
Yeah, that's the biggest news. Breaking news here on Simon Sports Show from Trenni Casey herself, Phil Perry. Moods are shifting in Foxborough. Moods are shifting. All right, let's do one more quick break. We'll come back with this or that with Chief Bobby.
Restless minds on display. I'm a man.
That was beautiful.
Floor is yours, Chief.
All right, let's get into this. Sausage and peppers or steak and cheese sandwich?
Steak and cheese. Wait,
Steak-
where are we talking?
Mother's ass.
Yes. In generality, I'm not going to name a specific location.
If we did the Deerfield Fair, you go sausage and peppers. If you go to anywhere else, it's steak and cheese.
How dry is that bread at the Deerfield Fair?
Dry as your mother's ass? I got him back.
It's because you can't get her. No. Gross, Rich. All right.
Double layup.
Next question, Vine. Next question, Vine, please.
Craft beer or big box domestic beer?
Craft.
Well, it's craft beer, obviously.
Obvious.
Yeah.
Suck it, Bill, you asshole.
Yeah, that's where I got the question. Would you rather sue your employer or sue your wife?
My wife.
Employer.
Because I know the money's just going to come back to me anyways, but it'd be fun just to get
I
an
go
employer's hit.
job. I think I sue the job.
Losers.
Yeah. That sounds like more fun. It'd be all contentious at work all the time.
There's no
and
winning.
They wouldn't want to. They can't fuck with you.
Just to hear someone tell her that I was right. Oh my god, that'd be a win in itself.
That's a good point.
Part of the settlement agreement. Well, she'll agree that she doesn't have to admit fault.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you have to admit blame and give a sad hand job. Got a sad whack them off.
You done yet?
Ray's like, I'll take it.
Yeah, done. Cool. Where do I sign?
Work from home every day with the kids, or go to work 5 days a week.
Go to work 5 days a week.
Work from home, easy. Work from home.
Fucking go to work. You sad man. How
God,
can
you
you
guys
work from home?
you guys have a depressing, or either you have shitty kids, or have no control, or
No. It's much the other way. I'm not doing one or the other. I'm either taking care of the children or I'm working. I can't do both.
Yes, you can. You don't work. You're a fucking banker. You can do both.
I can't do both. I'm either doing. If I'm doing both, I'm doing one poorly.
Yeah, who cares?
Typical Vine. That's gonna be on. That's a Vine statement right there. That's the crest. I'm just doing it poorly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the office. The office sucks.
Yeah, the office blows. I agree.
Drain of your existence. God, the office.
A lot done there. A lot done there. Which would you rather defraud? Homeowners insurance or car insurance?
Homeowners.
100% homeowners insurance. And fuck you, Plymouth Rock. My homeowners insurance canceled me. So fuck you and your fucking list of demands. It's fucking bullshit. Fuck off, Plymouth Rock.
They don't like your TP? They don't like your TPs.
Fuck off, Ray.
Plymouth Rock doesn't cover teepees. That makes the most sense in the world.
Why is the New York Times not covering this?
Yeah. Plymouth Rock Insurance. Hate crime doesn't cover teepees.
Fucking homeowners insurance.
It's called
in the
plumbing.
neighborhood that I live in. I've talked to multiple people whose homeowners insurance has canceled them for literally like nothing. It's insane. It is an
Go to
epidemic. They're a
Florida.
fucking
They
scam
don't
artist.
even have homeowners insurance in that state anymore.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Just because you're not growing enough maize.
That's why. Yes, we don't have enough maize. That was it. I'll show you the letter. That's exactly what it says.
You do pay in maize for Plymouth Rock insurance as a Native American.
Yes, I pay in maize.
Why don't you just move to the fucking? Just get to the casino already, man. Epping is calling.
Yeah, man.
I wish we had a casino. Okay, that would be phenomenal.
You do. You have 2.
Not my tribe. God damn it. I have no affiliation with those people.
What is your tribe, by the way? The
Abenaki.
Kuntiaki? My bad.
You're supposed to let him finish. Rich, what was it?
The Kuntiaki.
Yeah, that's it.
There it is. Yeah, okay, very good. Yep.
Thank you.
Toaster oven or air fryer?
Toaster oven.
It's
So-
absolutely the toaster oven. The air fryer is the most overrated item in the kitchen.
I have a combo air fryer toaster oven. It
As
has
do
like-
I.
It has
And
like 12 different settings, which is it's the best thing in my kitchen.
is it a Ninja?
Whoa,
Watch your
Bobby.
language,
Bobby.
The Ninja brand. I have the Ninja brand.
No, I don't know what it is, but I've had Ninja Brand's other things, and
What do you know? You don't know where your cousin is. You don't know what the fuck's in your kitchen. You're
I
just
know you're a piece of
walking
shit.
around
Next
blind.
question.
God. All right. Getting teabagged or dong slapped? What's more disrespectful?
Hold on, real quick. Let me call Faith. I have a question.
Yeah.
Teabag is more disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
Think getting someone's dong on your face? Why the gnats?
Oh, I thought you meant like getting your dong.
No,
slapped.
is someone slapping you with just their nuts or just the dong? What's
Oh,
worse?
like a mushroom stamp.
Yeah.
Mushroom stamp.
Yeah, definitely. That takes. I mean, first of all, it's probably going to be hard.
That's sexual
And
assault,
That's
first and
assault,
foremost.
brother.
Sexual.
That's assault, brother.
Bill did that to
Yeah.
Mike Zimmel's shoulder.
I'd
Easy.
probably do that. The same.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't
Allegedly.
Yeah. Go to a rave or a hard metal mosh pit?
Rave, because those girls wear
Rave.
like nothing. And I could get down with some EDM music.
Yeah. Plus, you probably have some ecstasy. It'll be great.
Yeah, Ray is way better.
Rave.
Have you ever been in a heavy metal mosh pit?
Not like a real one.
It's a fucking war zone.
Well, I gotta imagine. It's just people
Goddamn
fighting.
words.
It's a fucking war zone.
Yeah.
Like if you have that amount of anger and rage, it's a great place. Or else there'd be a lot more like murderers and rapists in the world. Like all those people should get all that out. That now that they're in there, but it's not enjoyable. I remember I went with Troy Photo in Manchester, and they had a big fucking metal fest.
For what?
I don't remember why. I just ended up in there.
No, like what was a big fucking festival of some sort?
It was down on Elm Street by the bridge. By what's the fucking bar now?
Oh,
It's
down
Brewery.
below. Oh,
Yeah, down by on the river on the lower, like the bottom there.
Oh my god, yeah.
What's the fucking brewery there now? Anyway,
Stark Brewing. Boom.
yeah, which used to be Millie's.
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 Yeah, they changed. Yeah.
And yeah,
Got
it's
thrown out of there.
just a mosh pit in the rain. You're just slamming shoulders and swinging fists. That's the only mosh pit I've been in, and it sucked.
You said never again. Never again.
No, you're doing it again.
Always be windy or always be rainy?
Windy.
Windy.
I mean, the rain blows, but having it always be windy seems pretty annoying too.
You don't want to be wet all the time. Ask your mother. Next question.
Fine. Paul Bunyan or Johnny Appleseed? Who would you rather be?
Rather be
Yeah.
Paul Bunyan. Definitely.
Because he was a
Big blue
giant.
ox.
He was
Yeah.
giant. You got a fucking ox that could probably lick peanut butter wherever you wanted to. Yeah,
You
fuck.
don't want to walk around.
You imagine how big that tongue is? Holy
didn't see-
fuck.
I didn't see that coming. Johnny Appleseed's a squid. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
fuck Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
Bunyan's where it's at,
Fine,
baby.
whatever.
Bunyan. He has some fucking out there outlandish questions today, man.
Whatever. That was the fucking idea,
Yeah, go ahead.
and I nailed it.
you
did
got
great.
more?
That's it. Last one.
That was the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Oh, what can we do the ones that you had for Trenni?
Yeah, we could do those ones. There are some of the ones that we've done before, but I just thought they'd be good for her. Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison?
Billy Madison.
I go Gilmore.
It's Happy Gilmore. It's the better movie.
It's definitely the better.
That's
one.
why it's being remade currently.
No,
I'm not happy
they're
about
not
that.
ma-
I don't think
they're
I'm
not
gonna see it.
remaking it. They're making a sequel.
Well, yeah, that's my point. Apologies.
Yeah, it's all right. You're an idiot.
Fair.
Oh yeah, we've done the moon landing. We've done Drake May. We've done Wings or Ribs. Have we done the other one?
I don't know. Let's throw it out there. Never use GPS in the car again, or no music or podcasts in the car.
GPS.
I need GPS.
Yeah, I would.
I
go no
need GPS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
give
go
me
no
GPS.
GPS. I can't drive in silence.
I will tell my family to shut the fuck up just so I can hear the person tell me to turn right in 300 feet. Like that, I need that in my life.
Nope. You know what? There's such things called as fucking maps. And I'll just get a map, learn where I'm going, and listen to whatever I want to listen to.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
That is the only
Pretty
way
good
to go here.
directions.
I need GPS.
I need GPS. So,
I fucking need that.
great fucking. That's great on all guys, but I need GPS.
Yeah, of course. All right, we'll be right back with Simplest Minds of the Week.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
All right, we got two options here.
You didn't send anything to me, so I don't have any clips or.
I don't have anything. I didn't have anything to send you.
Okay.
You guys didn't send me anything for I don't know, like the 150th fucking week in a row for Simplest Minds.
Did you tell us to bring you something?
Stranded NASA astronauts send Christmas gift from space. This is off the heels of our The Earth is Flat podcast,
which is
Flat
great.
Earth Dave. If you haven't watched that yet or listened to it, go do so now. Go save that. You're going to want to listen to it in its entirety. Ray gets fooled. Bobby and I do not, and I get angry.
I didn't get fooled. I just
You believe.
some things were making sense to me.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Makes a lot of real good points.
You made real good. The whole Sesame Street thing, how he brings out that where it's on the fiction rack with the spaceship and the fucking Earth. That made sense. I was like, all right, I'm all ears, dude.
That's retarded. This is retarded.
The amount of R words he dropped was a little over our quota, but hey,
he eclipsed the hard R quota for sure. And he did make fun of me, which always does not. I don't like that.
I loved it. That's why I was also sold. Done.
He got me a couple times. I feel like I got him back though. Also, fuck him. Like he is stupid as shit.
He's a millionaire.
I'm sure he is, and we gave him the opportunity to grift. Several thousands of people who have now watched that video got grifted all the way through.
I might have to sign up.
You're not stupid. It's stupid. That is like a very funny T-shirt, but the fact that it's his mantra makes me angry.
I also fucking believed.
Dangerous mantra for the amount of fucking influence that guy has. I fucking hate that guy. The Earth is round, you fools. The Earth is fucking round.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has some good points.
It's debatable. This is on the heels of that. This is fake news. This is why it's under Simple Minds of the Week. Stranded NASA astronauts send Christmas message from space. No. You know?
What space?
Sunita Williams, Barry Wilmore, Don Pettit, Nick Hague were launched into space on June 5th on what was due to be an 8-day test flight mission, but technical issues mean they are still stranded on the International Space Station from June 5th. And there is a picture of them and maybe a video of them.
Nope.
Sending, but we don't.
It's not real. It's not real.
It's not real. This is what also struck out to me. Sunita Williams, Billy Wilmore, Nick Hague were launched into space June 5th, due for a test flight mission. But the Boeing-made Starliner spacecraft suffered technical issues, including helium leaks and thruster failures, has been unable to return since. Boeing-made Starliner. How many Boeing crafts need to fail in this world before people stop getting on them? What was that? What was the airplane in South Korea just crashed? I guarantee it's fucking Boeing. Someone look that up. Boeing, we should have asked Flat Earth Dave about that. Boeing's got to be some part of this conspiracy theory. They're just taking people out a couple hundred clip at a time. In this case, 8 fake astronauts who pretend that they're in space.
It was Boeing.
And no, it wasn't.
Yeah, U.S. and Boeing investigators examined the site of deadly South Korean plane crash.
Thank you. What is going on? And the Boeing people, the 2 Boeing people got murdered before testifying in Congress.
Yep.
We gotta look into this.
I don't. No. We delete.
Don't care. And
delete.
Port Boeing.
Yep.
in its endeavors to continue to better their spacecraft and whatever other
Space
flights
Force.
that they have. Space Force, pew pew.
I think I work for the competitor, so.
So there you go. Fake news.
That's why you have a
Astronauts,
desk.
$100. This one really hits home for us. Florida man stiffs athletes with fake NIL promises, according to Player Suit. This is from Florida State Seminoles. You know them, Bobby, right?
They're one of our neighbor tribes.
Florida State Seminoles men's basketball coach Leonard Hamilton, 0-2 in conference play and 0-1. By the way, if you read this whole article, there's just nothing but stray digs and shots at this prick, Leonard Hamilton. 0-2 in conference play, 0-1. Not getting sued over $1.5 million in alleged fraud. Nice dig there. So he's been sued for $1.5 million in alleged fraud in a lawsuit filed with 6 former FSU players alleged that they were promised $250,000 each in name, image, and likeness money from their services. According to the complaint, the money never showed up, though Hamilton kept promising it would through an NIL deal for these players to go play for FSU basketball. They played, they promised their money, kept promising it, never got it. As it says here, right in this article, the name of a Native American tribe, quote, legacy of broken promises, in the same breath. Who would have thought? Indian given bitch. This
Wow.
Hamilton. What a prick.
Never trust him.
Can't trust them. Plaintiffs in this matter, who were on FSU men's basketball team roster during the 23-24 season, were all made the same promise by Hamilton. If they committed to and remained enrolled at FSU performing for the men's basketball team, then they would each receive $250,000. Hamilton promised this sum of money directly and reinforced it many times over to the plaintiffs and their family members. And again, this is a team called the Seminoles, who are known for legacy of broken promises. Bobby, your retort.
I have no retort. Fuck that guy.
Excellent. Excellent. A little red on red crime. You know what I'm saying, Bob?
That's
It's
how we
okay
do
if it's
it.
red on red. If it's red on red, it's fine.
Nobody cares about that shit.
Nope.
No one cares about that. No one cares
about those
that.
tears.
All right, there you go. This is the Simline Sports Show live with Trenni Casey. A lot of fun tonight.
She was great.
You've gained 3 fans, Trenni. Although I generally try to tune into the early edition.
I watched it tonight. I didn't see that. I didn't see that Phil Perry spot. But.
I tried to turn it on. It felt like the Celtics pregame was taken over. Maybe it was the early edition. Usually it's
early 5:30.
Yeah. Okay, 5:30, the early edition. Go catch Trenni. This has been the Simline Sports Show, Friday Rewind live, Thursday, January 2nd. We'll see you next time. We'll see you Monday. For the last time of the season.
Black Monday, January 6th.
Can't wait.
Not about the insurrection.
Nope.
We are not.
Nope.
Not okay. See you Monday.
Fire Mayo.